So my question to you is, based on the facts that Simone was able to speak on earlier, and what you've seen sort of on the ground with minority women farmers, and what Dr. Steele's organization has been able to do, even with the youth, what impression does that give you the potential of having the type of funding that she needs, the type of trajectory that could cause for minority, not just minority women, but the minority youth that she's trying to detour towards, away from crime and maybe education and with careers towards agriculture? What's your take on that?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the invitation to be with you. I really appreciate what this organization does to empower minority women farmers and minority youth, specifically with skills and resources. I would add awareness and knowledge of agriculture and agriculture opportunities. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. I guess I wear two boots, so to speak. One of those is in the agriculture arena as the ranking member of the U.S. House Agriculture Committee. And they're pretty big boots I'm filling there because I follow my good friend and colleague and brother in the Lord, Mike Conaway, who was a great chairman to serve under, a mentor. And so agriculture was something I'm just very passionate about. In fact, I was asked why I was so passionate about agriculture. And the quick answer is I like to eat, right? And if you like to eat,
then I'm passionate about agriculture.
At least 3 times a day. I'll admit it, and a few times in between too. But I also wear my other boot, so to speak, is in education and labor. And I've been a champion, carried the water for career and technical education in the United States House of Representatives. The bill that was signed by the president in 2018, last day of July in 2018, which modernizes career and technical education. That includes agriculture education. And in fact, led with legislation to modernize the FFA charter to make sure that there was a very specific articulation of career and technical education as a part of their mission. So I love what you're doing from many perspectives, but I really have to say the fact is that the average age of the farmer, last I checked, was age 59. And these are not easy jobs. I think they're very satisfying, fulfilling jobs. And they're almost spiritual jobs. It's a calling for a lot of farmers, the way they work the land. But we need organizations like yours that are working on identifying that next generation of farmer, whether it's young or quite frankly, beginning, somebody who wants to transition into agriculture, because our number one security risk that we have is the fact that 10 years from now, we don't have enough people working the land. We don't have people providing that food and fiber. And so a lot of what I've done through career and technical education, certainly what we've done within the Farm Bill under Chairman Conaway's leadership in 2018 of making sure that we're providing resources for anyone and everyone. Should be reducing the barriers as best we can for everyone that wants to work the land and to provide food and fiber. And, in those lands, we also provide energy resources and building materials. There's another side to that, though, if you don't mind, I wanted to share. It's not just about the next generation. It's the fact that one of the most important things we can do for existing and new and future farmers, ranchers, foresters, is to generate a greater awareness of the agriculture industry, a greater understanding that milk doesn't come from just a grocery store, and meat and bread doesn't come from a convenience store or a grocery store, that it's hardworking families that put so much time and energy into it. One of the biggest problems that agriculture faces is that most families are too many generations removed from the farm. And so what the programs that you promote, the education, the advocacy, the awareness that you are generating helps with that side as well. So folks are never going to maybe spend a day growing or producing something that can be consumed. But if they have a greater awareness, a greater appreciation, a greater value for the hardworking folks that are doing that, that's serving just a tremendous purpose.
What is your take on the power of diversity in agriculture? Is that being addressed?
Oh, I think diversity should be what unites us. Diversity should it is a strength, I believe. We've got a long history. Not all that history is very kind or very positive in our country. We've had some issues with USDA, and I don't think it's with the agency as a whole. Having looked at this, participated in investigative hearings in this 117th Congress on this issue, it really came down to a number of bad actors that I would say that were evil with what they did to really discriminate, to punish individuals, family, farmers of color that. Just based on racism. I don't think that's systemic within USDA. I think that's been a record of specific individuals who, now let me say, I also see that as a role. I know we performed that role under Chairman Conaway, and it's something I feel very passionate about, a role of oversight with USDA. I'm frustrated, I'll be honest with you, in this 117th Congress. Now, I'm the ranking member. I'm not the chairman. I don't have the gavel. Who knows? Maybe next year. Never know. So I don't set the agenda for hearings, but I would, and I appreciate the fact that we did almost some oversight hearings on this early on. In fact, probably January, February of 2021, but we've not done anything since. And that was kind of looking backwards, and which you can never ignore your history or you risk repeating it. But I think it would be important for us to do. I look forward to, and I would hope maybe even this year we could see some oversight hearings that actually make sure that the USDA programs are being administered as Congress intended them without prejudice. And that's something I'm absolutely committed to.
Absolutely.
I just